Hi. If you're here to learn about trimming bonsai, you should join me now because that's exactly what I'm doing. I've never done this before, so it's going to be a learning experience. I've got my tools here, root scissors, wire cutters, and eventually we got the pot here that this is going in. I'll introduce you in a second. And then when you put the roots in these things, you sort of have to wire them in because it's so shallow. They don't have big tap roots. And this is my teacup. This is Steve. Steve was found by a friend growing in a, I haven't seen the place, but she said it was growing in a crack of concrete, so they pulled it out, and she was bringing us some rhubarb anyway. Thank you, Valerie. And so, hey, do you want this thing? So that's Steve, and he is going to become a genuine bonsai unless I mess it up too badly. So here we go. Oh, this is Steve now lives in an ice cream bucket. Yeah, things can only get better from here. So I know these are called root scissors, but I think I'll use them to trim a little. Ouch. That's why we use gloves. See, we're learning. And I'm going to get started here. Well, that has to go. And that has to go. Oh, I cut that too. Okay, I'm going to play around with it a little here, and I'll bring you back in a little bit. So, as you can see, I've been hacking away at Steve here, creating the mess I've got. I found that these things, generally, you can just tug at them a little bit and they'll pull off. You don't really need the root scissors. And I've got Steve to the point where, how can I say, he sort of looks like he's ready for the reggae, what do you call it? Rastafarian bonsai, yes. So I'm not finished with him. I won't leave him as a Rasti. I got him this far. He doesn't have that bonsai flowing thing going yet. So what I'm going to do is leave it there, and next I'm going to start on this branch here and see where that goes, and then I'll sort of make them agree with each other. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm making a good mess here, and it's a bit of fun and a bit of work, and I'm not going to bore you with all of this. Mostly I've been getting the down things. I saw that on the internet, so it must be true. And I'll bring you back in once I've made some more progress. Thank you. Okay, well, we're back. This is Steve, if you don't recognize him. And maybe I didn't properly introduce to start with. Steve is a Blue Juniper. There's another word that goes with that, but I forgot what that was, so you can look that up. And this is what we've done, for better or for worse. I'm going to take a look at Steve here. And I may have to do some forming on the limbs. Next step is to put him in a pot, and I'm bending. Oh, that's pretty good right there. I can live with that. Bending these so I can tie the roots in. And I think what I will do here when I transfer him over is I'm going to tilt him more this way, so this is more vertical and this is leaning a little bit more. If he'll let me, we'll see how that goes, but that's where we're at right now. My first attempt, there it is. It's interesting. All right, thank you. Okay, and we're back. This time outside, my wife, for some reason, said she didn't want dirt all over the house, so she kicked me outside here. But I've got everything I need, I think. I've got Steve, I got a new pot here, tools, even have organic soil, and that was Louis Armstrong, in case you didn't know. And before we get going here, we've got construction going, farmers with big diesel loud trucks. So if it gets too loud, I'll hold a finger up and then you'll see a pause and hopefully we'll come back afterwards. But I want you to hear me, so here we go. First thing is I do have Steve wired in here. So I have to clip the wires. Can't see what I'm doing, but here. Hopefully that will work. And we extract, I guess. So. I'm getting dirt. There we go. And this we can set aside. In fact, I can have clean up my space here a little bit. Okay, maybe my wife was right about not doing this inside. Oh dear. Okay, what do we got? Remove all this wire. Interesting. Now I'm just going to, you'll see what these are for later. I'm going to do a little something like that, I think. All right, patience, Steve. So while you weren't looking, I went down and used the vise and a hammer to get nice square corners on that so it would fit flush. And I guess this is a grid to keep the dirt out. So what I did is I used some white out to mark where these go in. So I will put those there. Hopefully, I haven't tried this yet, so perfect. Okay. And then I just put in some additional for the dirt. we start. The hell I had him. I think. So, we'll start wrapping this in here. And hopefully you can see down in here, but okay, I will remind you I've never done this before, but it just may have to be good enough. Okay, now, oh dear, did I just, is that in protest, Steve? I think, hard to call. Oh, that's lovely. Now the hard part, opening the package. Oof. It had a tear strip, but you know how that goes. It tore all over the place except where it needed to tear. This is genuine bonsai soil, whatever. I didn't know what bonsai soil was, so I just bought some. I see it has plenty of sand and other drainage things in it, so. Here we go. Oh, it's interesting. It's like compost that hasn't composted completely alert. This is where the sticks come in. I watched a couple videos that said make very sure there's no air holes anywhere, because you'll regret it, or at least Steve would regret it. So in the video I watched, the guy did this for like 10 minutes, I think. Listen. Finding some places in there that where the dirt is impacting, so I'm going to call that good enough. here. And we'll see how that does. This is looking good, I think. Put a little bit to the sides here more. Okay.